Chances are you're watching this sometime after Valentine's Day, because I wasn't even able to shoot it before Valentine's Day. But, you know, who cares? This is still useful information. Or, I mean, as useful as it would have been before Valentine's Day.
Thing number 5. Boys to Men 2.
Boys to Men is an R&B group from the 90s. It's kind of like an R&B group. It's kind of like a boy band, but it's R&B. And like there's like one of the guys is like a really deep voice, and he does like monologues sometimes in the middle of the song. This was one of the biggest albums of the 90s, and just of R&B ever, just in general. And this has both I'll Make Love to You and On Bended Knee. When I thought about what is the most romantic CD I could possibly recommend, didn't really take me too long to arrive at this.
Thing number 4. A love coupon book.
So this is just like, this represents any kind of bullshit, homemade kind of present to give to someone on Valentine's Day. Like, you could get inexpensive flowers, candy. I don't know why candy is so like ingrained in Valentine's Day. This is all the work of corporations. A greeting card that you just sign, and then like even the cheaper, just the home. I'm talking about the homemade stuff. Like, you write someone a poem, or take photography of yourself that's like cheesecake photography for girls, or beefcake photography for guys. It's like sexy, sexually enticing photography. But the best thing of all to make for someone is a love coupon book. And this is where you get a bunch of I don't know, index cards, and you make up a bunch of just shit that you have to do. Like, one of the coupons would be a free massage for a half hour or whatever, or like a foot rub, you know, just like, or like you wash the dishes, and then like if you give the person this coupon book, and in the future if they use the coupon, like, here's my coupon for you to do the dishes, then you have to do it. You have to do it. So don't put anything in the coupon book that you anticipate you won't want to do, but at the same time, put stuff that's impressive. Don't put shit that you don't care about, because then it's like you made no effort. This is like, your significant other should realize that the things that are in this coupon book are not things you will readily do at any given moment. So it's kind of a measure of your relationship, the kind of stuff you end up putting in this coupon book. I mean, it's a silly thing to do. It's like just to be able to, just to show that you made some kind of effort to do some kind of a gesture. It's like, look, I spent time thinking about and making this, and I have no money.
Thing number 3. Having sex.
This is just like the basic, very basic thing to do to express your love for each other. It's like the main thing that people look forward to in a relationship, aside from the companionship. And I mean, there's no secret to it. It's basically just the penis goes into the vagina, and I mean, unless it's a homosexual relationship, and then you could do other things like just play with each other, do sexual things to each other, just the goal being to give the other person as many orgasms as you can, or as much as you think they deserve. A main concern should be to practice safe sex, which you do by, you use birth control pills and put a condom over the penis, and just make sure that you have been tested for so that you don't contract like a sexually transmitted disease. And the safest, that nothing is 100% safe except for abstinence. And some people practice abstinence, but that is abstinence. It means you don't have sex. So, I mean, if you want to have sex, you can't. Some people like to wait until they're married or are in a committed relationship. Some people are a lot more casual about sex. They'll just as soon have sex with you as it will shake your hand. But it's good to think of sex as a special thing that is, you don't engage in it lightly. I mean, it's a really ingenious thing how nature has made sex be this thing that we value, that because it feels really good, and like in your brain you want to have sex because that is the way that nature makes it, so that all the different species of animals will procreate. That is part of the design that's hardwired into your brain. Probably who knows how many species would die off if they didn't just have it in their mind to have sex all the time. A lot of people, young people, don't even realize that they want to have sex so much because that's how humanity goes on. You look for people that you like, that you're attracted to, because in your subconscious you're thinking, this is the person that I want to combine my DNA with and to create a child that is a combination of the two of us. That's what you're thinking, and you don't even realize it. For some people, sex is a big deal. Other people there's some couples that don't even have sex. Just watch Sleepless in Seattle and they have a great time, because all they need is a great movie. The key is you want to make it romantic, to make it better. So, a lot of eye contact, light candles, play the music that you like. And for guys, if you feel like you are about to have an orgasm, and that'll kind of put an end to the proceedings, because then your penis will no longer be erect, then just try to think of things to distract yourself, so that you can just keep having sex and you don't ejaculate. The old standard is think of baseball, but just think of anything that will disgust you and turn you off, so that you don't have an ejaculation, and you can keep the sex going for the female, because females can have just a lot of orgasms and just keep having sex. But typically, the male, after 1, 2, 3 times, that's it.
Thing number 2. Daredevil.
I mean, it's easy to dismiss this movie because, hey, the comic book movies are like the thing now. It's like every big blockbuster now is based on a superhero comic book. But think back, just not even that many years ago, when you thought of comic book movie, you thought of like the Joel Schumacher Batman movies. Like, they weren't as prevalent as they are today. And what happened was you had X-Men came out in like 2000, and that was kind of a step in the right direction. X-Men wasn't that great. But then when Spider-Man came out in 2002, that changed everything. So, like, Daredevil was like already being made, and the studio increased the budget when they saw what Spider-Man did. So Daredevil came out, and after Spider-Man, it was like something awakened in moviegoers, and people just wanted like super fun, faithful adaptations of comic books. So when Daredevil came out, like, yeah, today people don't like Daredevil, but when Daredevil first came out, comic book nerds loved it. Like, you had a lot of comic book nerds who were saying it was one of their favorite comic book movies of all time. And that's because, it was like, it was a more innocent time, and you have to watch it in that context. It came out on Valentine's Day of 2003. I went to the Oviedo Mall, and I got some popcorn and some cherry Coke, and I watched Daredevil, and it was a great day. I really enjoyed it. If you see a movie like Daredevil and you're like, this sucks, you don't get it. When you watch a movie, you have to think about this film in the context of its time. Daredevil served a purpose, and you, as a human being, do you serve a purpose? Stop shitting on movies and sort your life out. But it's fun. Just watch it. Who cares?
Thing number 1. An engagement ring.
This one you can also chalk up to corporations. I've been hearing a lot of commercials say that the best thing that you can give to a girl on Valentine's Day is a diamond engagement ring. And, an engagement ring is it's a ring that symbolizes your promise to get married. So then once you give the girl this ring, you're engaged. Different cultures have different customs, but there's really no rules about what your engagement ring has to be, or even if you have to have one. Typically, it's just a ring with a gemstone on it, usually a diamond. Fucking heartless jewelry companies have developed this idea in the American consciousness that an engagement ring should ideally cost like 2 or 3 months of your personal wages. Of however much you make in 2 to 3 months, that's how much you should spend. Yeah, you should spend thousands of dollars on this ring. Some people, sometimes if you have a ring that's passed down in your family, you don't have to spend any money unless you have to have it resized. But what I like is when you can do something that's just personal with the ring. Like, I saw that you can get an engagement ring that's just like Bella's ring in Twilight. And like, I think that's cool because that's, if you and your girlfriend are into Twilight, then that's something that you're into, that's something you could share. So that ring is meaningful to you beyond the fact that it's just a ring you bought. The main message of something like a diamond engagement ring is, look, I love you so much that I am going to throw away this much money on something that really has no intrinsic or utilitarian value to us in our life as a couple. It's just something that you can wear sometimes, and that there is a danger of us losing at some point if you drop it down the drain or if we get mugged, which is more likely if you're walking around with a diamond on your hand. And now it's time for our viewer mail. Today's viewer mail comes from Scott, and he writes, Diego, what does the future hold for top 5 things? Okay, well, it's interesting you should ask, because this is actually the last ever episode of Top 5 Things, and there are currently no plans for me to ever make another one. So, that.